Hey everyone, EJ here. You know, running a business is a bit like navigating a giant, unpredictable corn maze. You think you've got a clear path, then, bam! A new obstacle pops up. And lately, those obstacles seem to be coming in the form of tariffs, especially from our neighbors, Mexico and Canada. New tariffs from Mexico and Canada could shake up your business. Are you ready? Here's how to stay ahead and protect your bottom line. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tariffs, trade wars, this stuff is complicated. And you're right, it can be. But trust me, burying your head in the sand won't make it go away. So let's break it down, step by step, and see how we can not just survive these tariffs but actually come out stronger on the other side. Alright, first things first, we need to figure out exactly what we're dealing with. It's time to put on our detective hats and get down to business. Step 1 is to grab your magnifying glass, or maybe just your reading glasses, and take a good hard look at your supply chain. What products are coming from Mexico? What about Canada? Next, we've got to dig into those official tariff schedules. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. These schedules list all the products subject to tariffs and the specific rates. Now comes the slightly less fun part, math. But hey, think of it like a puzzle. We need to calculate how much these new duties will actually increase your costs. Once you have those numbers, you can start to see the bigger picture. Which products are going to be hit the hardest? Where are the potential pressure points in your supply chain? Knowing your numbers is like having a superpower. It gives you the information you need to make smart, strategic decisions. So don't be afraid to get in there and crunch some numbers. You got this. Okay, so we've identified the potential impact of these tariffs. Now let's talk about how to minimize the blow. And one of the best ways to do that is to diversify your suppliers. Think of it like this. If all your eggs are in one basket and that basket falls, well, you're left with a whole lot of broken eggs. But if you spread those eggs out among multiple baskets, you're much better protected. So, how do we apply this to our businesses? First, we need to explore our options. Are there domestic suppliers we could work with? What about suppliers from other countries that aren't subject to these tariffs? Now I know what you're thinking. Finding new suppliers can be a pain. And you're right, it can take time and effort. But trust me, it's worth it to have those backup options in place. And hey, don't forget about your existing partners. Now's the perfect time to have an honest conversation about these tariffs and see if there's any wiggle room. Maybe you can negotiate better terms, or even share some of the tariff costs. Remember, in business, relationships are key. So, be open, be honest, and be willing to work together to find solutions. Chapter 3. Optimize your costs. Every penny counts. Alright, time for some financial fitness. When tariffs threaten to squeeze your profits, it's time to get lean and mean. We're talking about optimizing your costs, folks. First up, let's tackle that inventory. Do you really need all those widgets sitting in a warehouse? Maybe it's time to streamline, reduce waste, and free up some cash flow. Next, let's hop in the driver's seat and optimize those shipping routes. Are there more efficient ways to get your products from point A to point B? Could you consolidate shipments or explore alternative transportation methods? And now for the part that might make some folks a little squeamish, adjusting product pricing. I know, nobody likes to raise prices, but sometimes it's necessary to stay afloat. The key is to be strategic and transparent with your customers. Remember, communication is key. Explain the situation, be upfront about any price increases, and emphasize the value you bring to the table. By taking a close look at your costs and making some strategic adjustments, you can weather the tariff storm and come out stronger on the other side. Chapter 4. Stay informed and advocate. Knowledge is power. Alright folks, let's talk about staying ahead of the game. Because when it comes to tariffs and trade policies, knowledge is power. First things first, join industry groups and associations. These groups are like your own personal news networks, keeping you up to date on the latest developments, policy changes, and potential challenges. And hey, don't be afraid to use your voice. Advocate for your business, your industry, and your bottom line. Contact your elected officials, share your concerns, and make sure your voice is heard. Remember, you're not alone in this. There are countless other businesses out there facing the same challenges. By working together, sharing information, and advocating for change, we can create a more favorable business environment for everyone. So, stay informed, stay engaged, and never underestimate the power of a united front. Chapter 5. Communicate clearly. Transparency is key. Alright, last but not least, let's talk about communication. Because in times of uncertainty, clear and open communication is more important than ever. First and foremost, keep your team in the loop. Let them know what's going on, how these tariffs might impact the business, and what steps you're taking to adapt. Remember, your team is your biggest asset. By keeping them informed and engaged, You can navigate these challenges together. And don't forget about your customers. Transparency is key. Let them know if there are going to be any price increases, delays, or changes to your products or services. Explain the situation honestly and empathetically. People appreciate honesty, and they're more likely to stick with you if they understand what's going on. By communicating clearly and transparently, you can build trust with your team, your customers, and your stakeholders. And that trust is invaluable, especially in challenging times. So there you have it, folks. 5 key steps to help you navigate the choppy waters of tariffs. I know it might seem daunting, but trust me, you've got this. Prepare today, thrive tomorrow. Tariffs are a challenge, but with the right plan, your business can adapt and grow. Stay proactive, stay informed, and keep moving forward. Remember, running a business is all about adapting, innovating, and finding creative solutions to unexpected challenges. And hey, maybe these tariffs will even inspire you to explore new opportunities, strengthen your relationships, and build an even stronger, more resilient business.